Thank you, Nancy, for those lovely words. And thank you, Dean Montgomery, for having extended the invitation to me to speak at to the graduating class of 2012 of the Bienen School of Music at Northwestern-University. I so greatly appreciate the opportunity of looking into the face of music in the coming decades. The face of music being your faces, ones before me on this very cozy Sunday morning in Evanston. Saturday morning in Evanston, Illinois. It is immensely motivating to me to be able to do this, to see you before me, someone like myself who has been in music for 7 decades. And to be able to look upon a group of people who also have settled on a course that has led me and countless others into the magic realm of music making. The magic realm of music making, it is a magic realm because there is not a thought, a feeling, a sensation, a hope, a chagrin, a doubt that doesn't find its way into sound and given form and substance by the magic of music. When I talk to young people setting out in life, wanting to be the instrumentalists or singers of the future, I find that the challenges that they have today are much the same that we of older generations have had. And I would like to share with you this morning just what it is that I believe goes into the making of a career in music. First and foremost, a passion for it. That is true of any profession that one chooses, for without the passion, the enormous effort and demands placed upon one to achieve the standard that one must achieve in order to succeed would require a commitment of time and energy that no one would be willing to make. One must truly love what one does in order to justify the hours of practice, the many failures along the way, the missed opportunities, the physical failing of a finger or a vocal cord at a crucial moment. One needs to be able to withstand being knocked down flat and finding the courage to brush off the dust and stand tall again. So the recipe for making a successful career in music, or in any profession, I suppose, is a natural talent, a stubbornness of purpose, a tenacious discipline, and yes, it's true, a bit of good luck. One has no control over one's fortune, good or bad. Not being in the right place at the right time, the usual recipe of the missed opportunity. But no one who has made a success in the arts has done so without being thoroughly prepared for the one time, and it happens to everybody, when a true opportunity does present itself. And when it does, to the person who's prepared, success is theirs. But there are social challenges, and the aspiring artist says, am I really needed? Does anyone really care? Is the role I play in society honored and respected and wished for? Does anyone really care? And why should I bother? Well, there are enemies out there. Vested interests, political and business, concerned about the artist and those who love art. These vested interests have the feeling that the world of the artist is beyond the immediate control of the groups who dedicate their energies to the exploiting of mass ignorance. In this year of elections in the United States, we hear of ethnic, cultural, religious groupings, the such and such vote. Well, who has ever heard of the tenor vote or the soprano vote? or the trombone vote, or the musician's vote, or the composer's vote, or the conductor's vote. No such thing. Making the artist unpredictable, i.e., not a sure bet, and who will not readily succumb to manipulation. That's our problem. Folks out there, without really being aware of it, are a bit worried. They can't count on us voting one way or another. We are independent thinking people and therefore have a responsibility. Indeed, all the more reason to strengthen the arts. For the greater number of people who can think for themselves, the greater chance human beings will have to make the world a better place to live in. And who will be living in that world? You will. Young people who in the years to come will move into positions of authority and leadership. The arts need you and society needs you, because without nurturing and developing young audiences, they will eventually no longer be anyone to listen to your opera, aria, or hear you play the Beethoven Violin Concerto. Now, surveys have demonstrated that a great number of very successful people in science and business learned how to think with precision thanks to their training in classical music. We here in America might be suffering from the graying of the audience, but just the opposite is true in the Far East. A few weeks ago, I was in Hong Kong, sitting in a car with two knowledgeable residents on my way to a rehearsal. Said one of the Hong Kongians to me, oh look, looking out of the window of the car, pointing to a woman walking with earphones. Look at her. She's listening to classical music. Said I, how do you know she's listening to classical music? Said he, because she's pregnant. I said, excuse me, could you explain to me the connection between being pregnant and listening to classical music? Said he, oh, haven't you heard? The rumor has hit China that listening to classical music makes you more intelligent. And all mothers are now listening to classical music in the conviction that they will give birth to more intelligent babies. And indeed, in the many concerts that I have given in China, audiences are made up of young people and very often young mothers with toddlers. The lessons of the spectacular success of the new China should not be lost upon us. Indeed, interacting with classical music does make one more sensitive, more prepared for the challenges in other areas, and can help raise the level of achievement. I remember conducting a young orchestra in São Paulo, Brazil, and commenting to the manager that the first horn was playing the second movement of Brahms' Third Symphony with an incredible beauty of sound and innate musicianship. Yes, was the answer. He is a great player. He was discovered on the streets of São Paulo peddling drugs, but between sales would play tunes on a brass instrument. Our conductor heard him play on the street and had him enrolled in a music school, and 4 years later, he's playing first horn in the orchestra. And this is the same story one hears in Venezuela, where over 1,200 music schools and orchestras have been set up all over the country. The players, the musicians who play in the orchestra are disadvantaged children, many of whom were in reform school or in street gangs before they started playing Beethoven. Now, many Northwestern music students, as you've heard, are now participating in the Castleton Arts Training Seminar known as CATS, and happily so, because they too have caught the Castleton spirit. And the Castleton spirit is basically about what I've been saying for the last 10 minutes, that classical music has a pivotal role in the forming, or plays a pivotal role in the forming of one's view of life, in one's approach to the challenge of living, giving substance and meaning to the gift of life. And believe me, young people, life is a gift, and the greater you appreciate it as such, the happier you will be. And so today, as I stand before you, a veteran of decades of music making, but a humble mentor who, in the process of interacting with young people all over the world, and now for the 4th season in Castleton, Virginia, I can say with conviction, you, the graduating class of the Bienen School of Music 2012, have made the right choice. It is a choice you will not regret. The very difficulties you will encounter in achieving your aspirations will make your decision all the more relevant to your development as human beings. Keep that light burning. Keep your faith. Don't take yourselves seriously, but take the art we all serve very seriously and accord it the respect and love it deserves. Thank you.